Enggak. Ah, duh, omongan sampean lho mlebu nang HP iki. Ya.
Siapa tadi kok saya pengen ngomong kok.
Sing iso nyetel video antar ya.
Nggih, mana wis Halo Mas Hari.
Oke, Bro. Bisa.
Makasih Om. Oke.
Mulai jam berapa ini nanti?
Segenap anggota dan pengurus PPNI Kabupaten Mojokerto menyampaikan selamat Hari Kartini. Raden Ajeng Kartini adalah inspirasi dan semangat yang akan selalu hidup dalam benak masyarakat Indonesia untuk terus memperjuangkan persamaan dan emansipasi. Terus nyalakan semangat membangun kaum perempuan. Teruskan perjuangan Raden Ajeng Kartini dengan terus menjunjung tinggi kesetaraan dan emansipasi. Mari jadikan spirit Hari Kartini sebagai spirit untuk terus memperjuangkan kesetaraan dan memajukan kaum perempuan. Raden Ajeng Kartini adalah inspirasi yang tak pernah mati bagi seluruh perempuan di negeri ini. Keberanian, ide dan gagasannya akan selalu hidup berkembang sepanjang zaman. Habis gelap, terbitlah terang. Jangan pernah menyerah dengan situasi yang sulit. Terus berjuang dan jaga harapan. Sebab harapan ibarat cahaya yang terang berpendar di tengah kegelapan. Terus hidupkan spirit perjuangan Raden Ajeng Kartini untuk memajukan perempuan Indonesia. Surat-surat Raden Ajeng Kartini masih terus dibaca dan dikaji. Mari jadikan Raden Ajeng Kartini sebagai inspirasi untuk membangun budaya literasi. Di tengah situasi pandemi, mari jadikan spirit perjuangan dan kesetaraan Raden Ajeng Kartini untuk membangun kekuatan dan kepedulian kepada sesama. Raden Ajeng Kartini memang telah pergi, tapi ide dan gagasannya akan tak pernah mati. Terus menjadi spirit dan inspirasi bagi seluruh anak negeri untuk maju. Selamat Hari Kartini.
Kenalin, aku nih dia.
Aku Vira.
Aku Dita.
Kami adalah Tiga Sahabat.
Kami lagi nyari kampus kesehatan terbaik dan kami udah nemu nih kampus kesehatan berkualitas paripurna di Mojokerto. Ini adalah sekolah tinggi kesehatan yang lahir dari rahim Organisasi Persatuan Perawat Nasional Indonesia. Fasilitas pendidikannya paling lengkap, semua lab pendukung tersedia. Aha, kampus ini dinobatkan sebagai kampus unggulan dari Menristek Dikti. Ada program pertukaran pelajar di Amerika, Australia, Thailand, dan negara-negara lain. Lulusan kampus ini terbukti berkompeten dan terbaik. Mereka menduduki jabatan-jabatan penting di instansi kesehatan di dalam dan luar negeri. Keren kan? Nama kampus itu Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI Mojokerto. Mumpung masih dibuka, segera daftar ya guys. Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI Mojokerto, Pioneer of Change.
Selamat, salam dari Kementerian, dari Mas Menteri, bahwa lulusan Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI Mojokerto adalah memang lulusan ranking 1 di antara Stikes yang ada di Jawa Timur.
Dear all participants, welcome to our international webinar with the theme Nursing Management, Now and Future, organized by Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI Mojokerto. under the management of Yayasan Kesejahteraan Warga Perawatan Perawat Nasional Indonesia in collaboration with Dewan Perwakilan Daerah Persatuan Perawat Nasional Indonesia, Mojokerto District, East Java, Indonesia, on Wednesday, April 21, 2020. Before the webinar start, I will read the rules of the webinar as follows. The first, during the webinar, all participants deactivate the audio except when asking questions. Second, all participants are required to fill in attendance twice, such as the registration link and evaluation link. Today, we celebrate the Kartini's Days, a visionary thinker advocating women's rights and education. So, I would like to say to all participants, happy Kartini's Days, especially for all the women in the Zoom room and YouTube room. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable to the first, Mr. Hartadi, Sarjana Keperawatan, Sarjana Teknik, Magister Manajemen Kesehatan, as Head of Dewan Perwakilan Daerah, Persatuan Perawat Nasional Indonesia, Mojokerto District, East Java, Indonesia. The second to Mr. Bambang Priyono, Sarjana Keperawatan Nurse, Magister Kesehatan, as Head of Yayasan Kesejahteraan Warga Perawatan Perawat Nasional Indonesia. The third to Dr. Muhammad Sajidin, Sarjana Keperawatan, Magister Kesehatan, as Chairman of Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI, Mojokerto District, East Java, Indonesia. The fourth to Mr. Jolrey Uksan Akop, Doctor of Nursing Science, Registered Nurse, as Speaker for Faculty of Nursing, Visayas State University, Philippines. The fifth to Mrs. Ana Zakia, Magister Keperawatan, as Speaker from Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI. And the last to dear all participants, I say good morning and welcome to the first international webinar of Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let us pray and praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because of His blessing and mercy, we can still meet through virtual eyes to gain knowledge together from extraordinary speakers. This event is the first international webinar organized by Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI in collaboration with Dewan Perwakilan Daerah Persatuan Perawat Nasional Indonesia, Mojokerto District, East Java, Indonesia. This international webinar carries the theme Nursing Management, Now and Future. Previously, let me introduce myself. My name is Ika Ainur Rofiah as Master of Ceremony at today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, on this nice occasion, let me deliver the structure of the event today as follows. The first is opening. The second, singing Indonesia Raya and March Bina Sehat PPNI. The third, the speech from the Chairman of Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI as keynote speaker. The fourth, referral the Memorandum of Understanding by the Chairman of Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI and Dean of Nursing Faculty, Visayas State University. Fifth, reading of prayer. Sixth, presentation of material and discussion which will be led by the moderator. And the last is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's open this event by saying Basmalah. Entering the next agenda, namely singing the Indonesia Raya and March Bina Sehat PPNI. Dear all participants, please take the perfect sitting position.
Sehat PPNI Mojokerto, hana dalam menuntut ilmu dan wujud bakti kita. Di bawah panji EKWP PPNI Mojokerto, wujud sumbangsi PPNI dalam beramal dan karya nyata. Bina sehat PPNI Mojokerto, pengabdian dan jasa senantiasa dalam langkah nyata, selalu bergerak dalam mengembangkan ilmu kesehatan, berkiprah dan berkarya dalam derap langkah Indonesia. Jayalah Bina Sehat PPNI, selalu menjaga martabat profesi, mendidik putra-putri untuk bangsa yang berbudi, demi kejayaan bangsa dan negeri. Jayalah Bina Sehat PPNI, tetap eksis dalam wadah PPNI, bersemangat mengabdi, ikut mewarnai negeri, berlandaskan Pancasila, jaya sakti. Bina Sehat PPNI Mojokerto, hana dalam menuntut ilmu dan wujud bakti kita. Di bawah panji EKWP PPNI Mojokerto, wujud sumbangsi PPNI dalam beramal dan karya nyata. Bina Sehat PPNI
Ladies and gentlemen, now we invite Dr. Muhammad Sajidin, Sarjana Keperawatan, Magister Kesehatan, to give a speech as keynote speaker at this event. To Dr. Muhammad Sajidin, time is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable to the first, Mr. Hartadi is the head of Dewan Perwakilan Daerah Persatuan Perawat Nasional Indonesia Kabupaten Mojokerto. The second, to Mr. Bambang as the head of Yayasan Kesejahteraan Warga Perawatan Perawat Nasional Indonesia Kabupaten Mojokerto. The third, to Mr. Jul as the speaker from Faculty of Nursing, Visayas State University. The fourth, to Mrs. Ana Zakia as the speaker from Stikes Binasehat PPNI Kabupaten Mojokerto. The fifth, to the Civitas of Stikes Binasehat PPNI Kabupaten Mojokerto. And the last, to all participants of international webinar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the world, the Master and the Creator of everything in the universe, the destroyer of all oppression and the hope of the oppressed, for enabling us to meet together in this simple but peaceful place. Ladies and gentlemen, this international webinar held in collaboration between Stikes Binasehat PPNI and Visayas State University. As we know, humans are inseparable from the demands of seeking lifelong knowledge, both formally and informally. Through this seminar, we can increase knowledge. Besides that, it can add insight and our perspective as academicians, increasing individual competence through various scientific media is demanded by the development of the world, which requires superior human resources and is able to compete globally. So that who doesn't want to increase their competence will automatically be left behind and crushed by the progress of the times. Ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion, I would like to express my gratitude and highest appreciation, especially to Mr. Jul, who was willing to be a speaker at this international webinar. Also to the head of the Master Nursing Program and her staff who facilitated the implementation of this international webinar. By saying Basmalah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially opened the international webinar. To all participants, enjoy this international webinar. Hopefully, it will be useful for you and your institution. That is all, and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The deferred thanks to Dr. Muhammad Sajidin, keynote speaker in this day. Dear all participants, please fill the registration link in chat room that has been delivered by the committee. Once again, dear all participants, please fill the registration link in chat room that has been shared by the committee. Referral the Memorandum of Understanding. Referral the Memorandum of Understanding and Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI kilometer 6 Jabon Street Mojokerto District Indonesia by the Chairman of Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI and Visayas State University Fiska by Bay City Leyte 6,821A Philippines by the Dean of Faculty Visayas State University Philippines. Furthermore, the reading of prayer by a lecture of Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI to Mr. Arif Effendi, Lisensi Magister Pendidikan Islam. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin fil mala'il a'la ila yaumiddin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin fil akhirin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin fil awwalin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin kulluha ajilihi wa ajili ya arhamar rahimin. Hamdan syakirin, hamdan na'imin, hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbahi li jalalikal karimi wa adimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin salatan tunjina biya min jami'il ahwali wal afat wa taqdi lana jami'il hajat wa tutahhiruna biya min jami'is sayiat wa tarfa'una biya indaka a'lad darajat wa tuballighuna biha aqsal hayat aqsal ghayat min jami'il khairati min fil hayati wa ba'dal mamat. Allahumma jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana hada min ba'di tafarruqan ma'suma. Allahumma sallimna bi asma'ina wa absarina wa af'alina wa aqwalina wa af'alina bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma nawwir qulubana wa nawwir maqasidana wa nawwir amamana wa nawwir wara'ana wa nawwir tahtana wa nawwir kullaha ajilihi wa ajili birahmatika nastaghis Allahumma arfa' annal hala wal waba qarana wal fahsha wal munkar wal zalazida wal fitan ma dhahara minha ma batan min baladina hadha khasa biladil Indonesiyin wa min sair biladil muslimin ammah wa jami'il muwaddifin fi Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI Mojokerto ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Birahmatika nasta'is bisirril Fatihah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
They refer thanks to Mr. Arif Effendi. For reminder, dear all participants, please fill registration link in chat room that has been shared by the committee. Once again, dear all participants, please fill the registration link in chat room that has been shared by the committee. Dear all participants, please on camera. The committee will take a picture on Zoom screen. Once again, dear to all participants, please on camera because the committee will take picture on Zoom screen. The first screen. Next, second screen. Next. 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 Okay, thank you for all participants. Ladies and gentlemen, now we come into the main point. That is presentation of material by speakers who will be led by Mr. Amar Akbar, Sarjana Keperawatan Nurse, Magister Kesehatan, PhD candidate, as the moderator with the theme Nursing Management, Now and Future. Mr. Amar Akbar is one of the nursing lecturers at Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI, especially in the mental nursing department, who has been a student of doctoral nursing at Mahidol University, Thailand. For reminder to all participants, please fill the registration link in chat room that has been shared by the committee. Before the event, I give it to Mr. Amar. I was the master of ceremony. If in guiding this event, I made mistake or offend someone here, please give me apologize. And the last, without you, I'm nothing. And with you, I'm something. And together, we are everything. So let's join to be a student in Stikes Bina Sehat PPNI, Mojokerto District, East Java, Indonesia, to be everything. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now, I invite Mr. Amar Akbar to lead the next session. To Mr. Amar Akbar, Sarjana Keperawatan Nurse, Magister Kesehatan, PhD candidate, time is yours.
Thank you very much for Mrs. Ika as Master of Ceremony for this agenda. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thanks for our three chairmen of this agenda from Mojokerto Nurse Association, then YKW PPNI Foundation, and also director of the Stikas PPNI Mojokerto, and also all of participants. Well, it's quite much. This participant right now that enter in the Zoom meeting 288. Wow, it's quite much. Okay, before we getting into the presentation from our two speakers, I would like to say hello for all of you. In this good opportunity, we will join with the international member from Filipina. So in the first occasion, I would like to take some time, maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes, to give a greeting for Dr. Joel in Tagalog or in Filipina language. Maybe can you open little bit, just maybe just 2 seconds or 3 seconds, just open your mic, then we can say kamusta po. Could you like, for all participants, can you say kamusta po? Hello? Can you open your mic? Just maybe 3 seconds, then say greeting to Dr. Joel. Okay, kamusta po, it's mean how are you? And then magandang umaga, it's mean good morning. Okay, in this good opportunity, we have two participants. I'm sorry, we have two speakers. The first speaker is Assistant Professor Joel Ray Ungsang Achop, Dr. Nursing Science Registered Nurse. Okay, I would like to present our two curriculum vitae. Right now, Dr. Joel, currently as a Dean Faculty of Nursing, Visayas State University, Viscosity of Baybay, Leyte, Philippines. His research interest in management of research methodology, management, and also gerontology. And then for their doctoral degree, come from Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing Science from São Paulo University, Philippines. Then for master degree, come from Master of Arts in Nursing Major in Medical Surgical Nursing from Southwestern University, Cebu City, Philippines. And then the undergraduate program come from Bachelor of Science in Nursing, San Lorenzo Ruiz College, Ormoc City, Leyte. Right now, Dr. Joel also have quite much publication in reputed index Web of Science. There is 15 publication, which is good for us. especially maybe for the lecture. This is good example for Dr. Joel. There is 23 article in the international level, and most of them 15 has indexed in the Web of Science. And also Dr. Joel have received the Distinguished Nursing Educator Award from New Delhi Society, Bangkok, Thailand. And also many, I think several interaction with several university in Indonesia, like Airlangga University, and then Poltekkes Surabaya and Malang, and many events that have attended by Dr. Joel. And then for the second speaker, I would like to read the curriculum vitae from the second speaker is Miss Anna Zakiyah, Mixter Nursing. Currently as head of Bachelor of Nursing program in Binasehat PPNI. The higher education of Miss Anna is Magister of Nursing in Indonesia University, and then Bachelor of Nursing in the STIKES PPNI, and also she get the diploma also in the STIKES PPNI. And also right now, Ms. Anna Zakiyah also as the assessor of the accreditation of higher education, and also member of quality insurance of division of IVK. Okay, that is the curriculum vitae of the two our respected right now. We will continue with the presentation from the first speakers. I would like invite Dr. Joel for join in this meeting and start the the presentation. Okay, the presentation is with the title of Growing Nurse for Growing Healthy Work Environment. Okay. Dr. Joel.
Selamat pagi, everyone.
Thank you. Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi, Dr. Joel.
Thank you very much for inviting me here. The web. So I will make this time more fruitful. I prepared slides, the PowerPoint material. You can ask that from the organizing committee if you want. And it's very little. It's, I think, 13 slides because I want to focus more on the question and answer. That's something we can exchange our ideas. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I.
Can you hear me? It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Please share my slides so I can start with my presentation.
Wait a moment, Dr. Joel. We will share.
Yes. Yes. My talk, while waiting for the presentation, my talk is all about leadership and what are we going to do in order to make sure that our future nurses will be able to lead the nursing profession wonderfully. Okay, so my slides is entitled Growing Nurses for Growing Healthy Work Environment. Please share the screen.
Is that work for my share screen? Is that work?
Yes, I can see now already, but please
Full screen?
the start, yes, the full screen.
Okay.
Is it fine?
Okay. Okay, thank you,
Thank you so
Dr. Joe.
much.
Okay, I'm sorry, Dr. Joe. I would like to remind our participant or of participant, if there are any question in the middle of the presentation of Dr. Joel, you can type it at the chat, and if we will find many questions, we will choose it and make you live in the question session. Thank you. Okay, we will you can continue, Dr. Joe, for your presentation.
Thank you so much. Please start with the slideshow presentation. Okay, thank you. So the title of my sharing this morning is about growing nurses for growing healthy work environment. So this is simply telling us that we are going to prepare our students, the young men and women of today, and to become leaders in the future, because they will be the one to run the different healthcare industry, not only in the hospital, but even to your specific or particular stickers or schools or institutions. So for now, we have to instill in their mind the importance of right leadership and right management, because we know that according to age, we as teachers will become old by that time, and they are our healthcare provider. So if we give them right education, we are assured that our life will be more safer when we get old. This is a way of investing to our students and our learners for the future. So in this talk, the next slide, please. The next slide will give us the emphasis or the learning emphasis or objectives. Can you proceed to the next slide?
Is that works? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes. Can you
work?
proceed to the next slide?
Yeah. I tried to click it, but still didn't work. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes.
This is the objective of our talk this morning. First is we need to know why there is a need for us to know about leadership, and what is the importance and the kind of leadership that we need to instill to our students or to our learners. Second is the need to have a succession plan. This is actually a problem in different institutions, especially the old institution. They are thinking that they will manage the organization for a longer time. Take note that all of us will just come to pass in a day, and there's always season for everything. Meaning, if we are at the peak of our career, there would come a time that we will retire from service, and the problem is we did not train young people, young-blooded generation, in order to continue the vision or the mission of the institution. So there is a need for us to have a succession planning, and what is that all about? We're going to discuss that one later. And what are the challenges that we encounter as we nurture our learners? And we are going to talk also the different techniques and the strategies on how we grow people. Okay, so those are the bullets for our discussion this morning. Next slide, please. Leadership is an art of influencing people. Take note that when you are a leader, well, there are different leadership styles and leadership theories, and one of that is charismatic leader. There are people who are really capable of influencing people to continue and to perform the task that is to willingly and efficiently and competently. Meaning, we have to make sure that our people are able to follow the steps that we need to take in the future. And at the same time, we're going to identify those strategies that as a leader, there must be ways that we have to perform in order to continue with the set plan. Okay, so in leadership, this is a way of influencing people to follow our footsteps. No, example, if you have the president in Indonesia, no, Sukarno. I think the president is Sukarno in this time in Indonesia.
Yes, that is the first president. Yeah,
the president, right? So, but different presidents have different strategies on how to lead the organization. And even if we're not thinking of Indonesia as a nation, we can exercise leadership in our own simple ways. Example, in classroom management, in a particular classes, in a certain school institution, or even when you become parents. I am not a parent yet, but when you become a parent, a mother or father, you can exercise leadership in your respective homes. When you influence your children to follow in whatever task that you assign to them, they will not murmur. Instead, they will follow it because they believe that somebody is telling them, and this person is a person of authority. You have the person you have this characteristic, a authentic authority at that helps people follow your steps or influencing people in order to accomplish the task on time. So that's more or less leadership. Leadership is different from management, right? Because leadership is more on people-centered. We are managing people. We are influencing people. We cannot practice leadership without people. Manager or in the management, managers are more focused on the process and the systems. They are more focused on the output of the people. They are not after if the people is getting sick or not. No, they don't care about that. It's the welfare. It's actually the role of a leader. But as a manager, I am not after of your health. I am after of your output because my criteria to say that you are efficient worker is based on the output that you have. So see, if you are managing an institution, take the role of being a leader. You have also to see the welfare of the people and not just the output or the deliverables or what is expected of them to deliver at the end of the day. And so that's the difference. Managers are more focused on the machines, as I've said. That's why we're having different accreditations. Right now, our university is undergoing national accreditation, and we just finished and passed the ISO certification. And now we also submit for the QS ranking, the university. And these are the language of managers for us to make sure that our systems, our processes are intact and are universally acceptable. But mind you, who are those people doing the the dirty work, should I say? Who are those people who spend sleepless nights in order to accomplish the task? It's actually your people, and these are the concerns of a good leader. If the good leader would say that, oh, you have to take a rest, oh, you have to have a leave at least one day for you to have a good sleep, or you can visit the Bali sea or Bali ocean. No, I've been to Bali twice already, and I've said I love the coffee there, the luwak coffee, and my favorite food there is more on the bebek goreng, you know, the back soup there. These are most of my favorite foods, and I remember I was questioned in the airport, in the Indonesian airport, because I brought with me 5 big boxes of bebek goreng because I want that to have a pasalubong, something in the Philippines. So I will give that to my friends so that they can also taste what bebek goreng tastes like. No, but then again, I was prohibited at the airport because I will not be allowed to bring that. So what I did, I went out and eat as much as possible. I ate a lot of that bebek goreng at that time before my departure because I cannot just simply throw it away because that's my favorite dish in Indonesia, something like that. But again, a good leader is not just after of the output again, but it's more on the welfare. It's more on the welfare of our people. And when we get that the attention, if we sometimes get the weakness of our employees, then it is easy for them. It is easy for us to influence them and follow whatever instructions that we give. That's actually a good indicator that a good leader is available or is present in our institution. Leaders are born. Take note. Leaders are born. It is innate in the personality of a person that he or she has the capacity to lead. Leaders are not made. Leaders are not made. They are born. Managers are made because, example, you finish your PhD, you acquired advanced degrees, special trainings, different courses for you to equip your management life. So therefore, you are going to get courses or subjects in order for you to be a good manager, but not a good leader at that. There is that is written on how to become a good managers, but no book ever has written on how to become a good servant leaders. All of us wanted to become leaders. All of us wanted to become managers, but no one would like to become a servant leader at that. And it's something we need to think it over. Okay, so that's leadership, influencing people. The next slide is
yes, okay.
Yeah, the next slide, please. This is the importance of good leadership. Okay, importance of good leadership. Number one is you know the aim. What is the purpose of your existence? You should know what is the reason why the organization exists. Example, your STICKES is existing because your aim is to develop men and women of integrity and to become globally competitive in healthcare. So as a leader, as a visionary leader, you have to know the aim of your existence, why the organization exists, and what is the aim that you want to achieve. If you want to achieve a globally competitive institution, a globally competent nurses or healthcare providers in the future, therefore, you have to equip that by retooling your faculty. and staff. You send your faculty to different trainings, you invest on your faculty so that when they come back after schooling, that will be used to advance and to further the instruction, so that indirectly speaking, your students will be able to benefit because you invested on your people, you invested on your laboratory, for example. So as a leader, as a visionary leader, you have to know the aim. Second is you have to communicate. It's very important to communicate. In management, there is what we call a top-down communication style. And most of the time in management, it's the top management doing the major decisions. But as a leader, as a very good leader, you have to communicate even to the people down there, meaning the people in the grassroots. Example, your janitors, for example. In the community, you have your KEDER, right? The KEDER in the community, your community health workers, the KEDRES, the KEDER. Okay, you have to involve them in the decision making. And in that way, that can only be possible when you're able to communicate. Another is, after communicating, you have to also plan. As a leader, there is what we call a short-term and a long-term plan. When you say long-term plan, I think this is 10 years or more. Meaning to say, what is your dream of your institution? Again, our leader come and go. Our leader will just be there depending on the term. Or example, me on my end, my deanship being the dean is just 2 years. And after that, there will also be changes in the appointment in the office. There are movement of people. When we do planning, it must be a long-term plan. And you have to communicate the plan that whoever become the dean or whoever become the leader, whoever become the president of your institution, the plan will still hold true so that you can obtain your vision or mission of your school. You have to plan how are you going to obtain the aim, who are the people responsible in the execution of the plan, the time frame. In research, we call it Gantt chart, the timetable. That is when are we going to accomplish the task? When is the time to start with the planning or with the conduct of the activity? And what are the resources needed in order to achieve the plan or the aim? Those of good leadership. Another is helping. When we help, we're going to help the organization to remain focused during the time of crisis. And right now, this is evident that because of health crisis in COVID-19, everyone, almost all people are losing their job because of the pandemic. And fortunate we are in the academic that we still have work that will sustain the needs of our family, of ourselves, and the like. So in the community, example, in the academic community, in your STICS, for example, you have to help each other. No one should be left behind. You are riding on the same boat. You are having the same journey, and no one should be left behind. So as a good leader, you must create a platform on how are we going to help each other at least jive or be at the same pace in the organization. There are leaders who are fond of changes. Of course, you have to change from time to time to be at least effective depending on the need of the time. Right now in COVID-19, the traditional face-to-face classes are no longer visible, most of the lectures, most of the seminars done virtually, something like this. No, but there are employees, but I do not discriminate. But there are employees who are under senior years. They are already senior citizens. Most of them are not capable of using technology or even simple use of their computers. So as a leader, you have to know in what way are you going to help them so that they will not be left behind, they will not be isolated, and they will not pity themselves because of the said advancement on the said COVID-19. So as a leader, again, you have to help the organization, you have to help the people working hand in hand to achieve the common aim. And the last thing, as a good importance of leadership, is you have to engage. Do not be selective. Say that, this one, this faculty or this employee is very good in terms of computers, so I will be using him as my second hand or assistant. And whatever there are people who are not fun, who are not well versed about computers, so never mind them. No, you have to engage these people. I have my strength with me. I also have my weakness. And my weakness could either be your strength, and my strength could either be your weakness. That's the reason that nobody is perfect. Allah did not make a perfect person so that we can look for our partner and try to compensate our own weaknesses. That is to compensate, that is to collaborate. And collaboration is the other word for engaging people in the success of our organization. So these are, again, the importance of leadership. You have to know the reason why you exist. You have to communicate to people. You have to plan in order to achieve the goal. You help each other along the way and engage your people so that they would feel that they belong to your organization. Next slide. Next slide, please. Am I too fast or just fine?
I think it's enough, Dr. Joel. You're speaking. It's very clear, and I think we can understand it, and all participants can understand it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Can we go back to the previous slide?
This or this?
This one. These are the leadership qualities. Okay. For you not forget, I use the word sehat. Sehat is in Indonesia. That is, what is that again? In sehat, that is
healthy.
Is it health or?
Yes, healthy. Health. It's mean health in Indonesia. Yes.
For you not to forget. Yeah. Thank you. For you not to forget the leadership qualities, you remember the acronym SEHAT or the health. First is self-confidence. As a leader, do not say that I do not know that. I do not know what to do. Do not say that I am not capable of doing the thing. Do not say I cannot. As a leader, you have to make sure that you have obtained a very good confidence in leading your people. Even if this is your first time to become a leader, but try to be a risk taker. You have to have a good risk-taking capacity. Example, when you take care of the patient, do not say that this is your first time in taking care and inserting or giving the vaccine to your patient. Because if they will see that you are not confident, then they will not trust you anymore. They will question your capability as a person. So, as a leader, you have to take the risk. You do not know what lies ahead. This is part of testing the water. If the river is deep or shallow, even if you don't know how to swim, you have to swim for your people, for you to survive the said organization. In the pandemic, we have a lot of problems, and these are uncertain problems. These are crises. Me as a dean, me as a leader, I do not know how to conduct the conduct of the learning experiences in the hospital. We are not allowed to go to the hospital yet because of the pandemic. I do not know how to swim, but I swim with those opportunities, with those challenges, so that I would know how much can I do to make improvements in the educational system of our university. So as a leader, you as a leader, even if you're not a leader, even if you are a plain teacher or a clinical instructor, obtain the self-confidence in you. You have to motivate yourself that you can do this. This is the only thing that we have to become positive. I am not praying for them to have a positive to COVID-19. I am just thinking that you have to become positive in yourself and obtain that confidence to lead the people. First is self-confidence. Another is enthusiasm. You have to be alive. You have to be alert. You have to motivate yourself. You have to be enthusiastic. You have to have a positive outlook in life that everything happens for a reason. And everything has a season on earth. Now, there are times that we need to cry because we didn't know what we are doing, especially in giving lectures and online lectures to our students. We are exhausted. It's fine not to be fine. It's okay not to be okay. It is fine to cry at times so that you would know that you still know that you are a human being capable of feeling the pain as a normal response to the changing environment. But again, as a leader, you have to be enthusiastic so that others who can see you will also radiate your spirit of posing a positive vibes in order for them to keep going. So you have to ensure that you always wear your smile every day, even if you are not fine. Because if you are just frowning, if you are having a sad face in front of your students, that means, that communicates that you are not in the good mood. And what will happen? It will affect their day as well. It will affect the inputs, the outputs that they are going to come up on that particular time. So be enthusiastic. Self-confidence, be enthusiastic. Third is you have to honor the decision of the majority. It is expected that as a leader, you are there seated in a very critical position in your office. And your decision to make can either break or make a certain phenomenon or a certain ruling. We cannot please everybody, I tell you. Out of 10, there are only 7 or 8 who will be favorable on your side, and the 2 are not. But you have to honor the decision of the majority. Even if you do not like the decision, but most of your employees believe that that is the best thing to do, then you have to honor that, even if you don't like it. Respect while honoring the decision of the majority of your people is a quality of a good leader. Maybe you will argue, you will have a debate during the meeting, but at the end of the day, you are closing it as good friends, and it is not affecting your relationship as employee. That's part of honoring the decision. Another is the ability to understand people. Meaning you have to have the weakness. You have to assess as a nurse, we have to assess what is the strength of our people, what is the weakness of our people, in what way we can help the people grow, in what way we can help our students to be more productive and to be more mature in terms of decision making. We have to understand them. And lastly is time conscious. When we develop plans, we have to make sure that this is smart, time bounded. If you still remember the SMART, it's specific. Our objective should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, meaning we are not just dreaming. It makes sure that this will come into reality. And time conscious, meaning there is specific time. You would say after 4 years, after 5 months, after 1 year, after this time period, this will happen. These things will exist. So those are qualities of good leadership. It's sehat. Okay. Next slide, please. This is what we call the succession plan. When we have the succession planning, we make sure that even if you are not there already in the organization, but our visions, our aim for the institution is living, still existing. Succession planning is a systematic process. When you say systematic, this is a step-by-step process. We follow a certain rule in order to obtain the aim of the institution. So succession plan is a systematic process of the organization to identify positions considered to be the core, meaning the core, this is the bread and drink of the institution. This is the focus of the institution. Core, meaning this is the star, this is the center, this is the central point of our endeavor. Then creating a strategic plan to fill in the positions with qualified and capable employee. Example, you are planning that after 5 years, your population, your enrollment will increase by 50%. How much is your enrollees now in your stickers? Any approximation? How much? How many is your enrollees now in the institution?
Sorry, you mean
5,000?
the number of the student? You mean Dr. Jo?
Yes, students. Yeah, the students.
To 150. Is it right? What 115? Oh,
Okay,
1,015. I'm sorry.
It's good.
1,015
Yeah,
students.
yeah. So okay, I got that. So I think it's 1,000, for example. It's 1,000, for example, for this
Yeah.
year. And we're planning that by next 5 years, you have to increase that by 50%, meaning that becomes 1,500. That's part of your vision as a leader. And so when you have that vision to increase the population, what are the strategies that you are going to do? You have to have the campaign, for example. You have to equip your laboratorium, for example, in the laboratory, the skills laboratory. Not only that, you have to increase the human resource, meaning the number of faculty that you will hire in order to have a correct ratio between the students and the teacher. And so that is a strategy so that to increase the population. But when we increase the students, it is expected that we also increase the revenue, meaning the income of the institution. And that's part. As a leader, you have to to visualize what are the improvements I'm going to do. Will I have to construct a new building? to cater the needs of these people? What if that will become a reality and my term as a president, for example, is already over? So who will do this? Who will continue this? Those are the thinking modality that you have to consider. Whoever become the leader, the next president, the next manager, the next dean, the next director of your institution should continue this plan. And that is what we call strategic planning or succession planning. This is long term. Gone are the days that our plan should be based on our term. Example, when I finish my deanship next year, so you only plan until next year. No, that cannot be. You have to plan long time. Okay? And that is succession planning. You have to review, revisit your vision, the mission of the organization. Try to think if you are still in line with the demands of the Indonesian government on healthcare, for example. You have to align before that. Okay? So the next slide, please. Okay. Challenges in leadership. Provision of shared vision. This is a challenge in leadership. When you say provision of shared vision, who is with you in the conduct of the delivery of your aim? Who is with you? No? Do you have people? Did you influence people properly in order to follow your footsteps, in order to help you deliver efficiently the task? That is a first challenge. Another is objective setting, meaning you need to, of course, as I've said, you have to have objective or aim. You have to know the vision, why you exist. That is objective setting. And the one is the provision of strategic plan. So again, if you did not make any plan to begin with, so there's no reason for us to exist. There must always be plan in order to become victorious in our journey towards leadership and growing people for a healthy environment. Okay, the next slide. How we grow people in leadership, how we grow. So the next slide, please. This is now the answer of how we grow our people. Okay, but before doing that, our aim actually is to have a sustained health working environment. If you see the last circle, that is the ultimate aim of the discussion this morning. We have to sustain a healthy working environment. But before that, first, it is as if we are looking into a conceptual framework of a study or a research. We have right now the existing nursing education system that is being shaken by COVID-19. All of us do not know what to do. All of us are doing the trial and error thing. All we need to know, all we have knowledge is that we have an existing educational system for nurses. For us to produce a nurse leader, mind you, for us to produce a nurse leader, we have to encounter first different challenges in leadership. And this is now what we call the intervening variable or the moderating variable for us to obtain a good or produce a good nurse leaders. What are the challenges in leadership? I mentioned to you that. What are the challenges in leadership? There are shifting of the paradigm in learning. The old conventional means of face-to-face is no longer effective this time. We also have a challenge in leadership is that we lack manpower, or even if we have a good manpower, but we do not have a good IT or information technology environment in our workplace. Sometimes the connectivity is very poor. The connectivity is not cooperative. The technology sometimes is making people strange and unknown. And sometimes most of our senior faculty would say, I will just have to retire early because I don't want to have stress in life. Those are challenges in leadership. Another challenge or another moderating factor is the training in the education. All of us are not born with technology in us. Even me, I am a millennial dean, but I am a millennial dean, but I am not very much into technology. And when I write, I still use my old notebook with me and write everything. I am faster. I am more productive in writing by hand over the computer. And so this will help me actually, or this has to be considered by a leader on a way, how are we going to support our people in order to survive the educational system? So again, we have to retool, we have to reframe, we have to reshape our people. We have to have a continuous program education, continuing education, in-service training, different workshops in order for us to prepare our faculty, our staff, our teachers to become efficient in the delivery of education. Okay, so those are the challenges. Those are the challenges of a leader right now. Okay, so for us to do that, we have to revisit our plan. I think you have your learning development plan, your faculty development plan with you, and for 5 years or 10 years from now. Okay, so how are we going to grow people? Next slide, please. The next slide is the strategies. Okay, previous. Okay, this is the strategies of growing people in leadership. And I use the word STICKES for you not to forget. Earlier, the qualities, we have SEHAT. Now, the strategies on how we grow people, STICKES. Number 1 is S, strength to unmask one's flaws. The meaning of fail is first attempt in learning. We need to make sure that we have the courage to know the weakness and be prepared to be better. As I've said, it is okay not to be okay. It is fine not to be fine at times. If you will accept your weakness. Nobody was imprisoned because they submitted their weaknesses. So with that, the strength to unmask the one's flaws, meaning you have to know your weakness and be prepared to be better. As I've said, if this is my weakness, I am amenable to it, and maybe perhaps other faculty, my weakness will be the strength of other faculty, and we compensate with each other. That is strength to unmask one's flaws. Another is take time to listen. Appreciate feedback or criticisms. Do not take it negatively. If you can see the picture, in one of the lectures I have with Universitas Pelita Harapan in UPH in Indonesia. That's in Indonesia.
In Bandung.
Yes, Pelita Harapan. I talked to them about active communication, and I used this picture. But can you see in the picture? It's actually the heart, right? But on the other side of the heart, there is an ear. Take note that we have 3 organs in the body that is capable of listening. They know that we have 3 organs in the body that is capable of listening. First, and the second is our 2 ears, and the third is our heart. If you're going to spell out, I know that everyone here knows what is the spelling of heart. No? It's H-E-A-R-T. That's the spelling of the heart. And if you are very conscious, take note, the word heart in between to that has the word ear. Can you follow? The word heart has a word ear in it. If you're going to spell the heart, there is ear in between, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, our third sense for hearing is the heart. Sometimes we listen to people, but we do not feel what are they feeling. Sometimes we hear what they are saying, but we did not understand what they're trying to say. Those are the problems. So we need to use our heart to listen to the concern or to the issues of our employees. And we should listen using our heart to appreciate any criticisms and take it constructively for us to improve in the future. That is, take time to listen. Another is invest in yourself. How are you going to invest? You're going to learn. You will be sent to different institutions. I learned our moderator, Akbar, is having his PhD in Mahidol University.
Yes, yes, Doctor.
Yeah, I was once an adjunct professor, not in Mahidol, but in Narisuan University and in Chiang Mai University. So I've been doing my lecture. Well, when you were sent for a master's degree scholarship, grab the opportunity. That is a way of investing yourself. And you would say now, I know that already. I've learned that many times. You know, the only way for us to learn new things is to unlearn the old things. We have to unlearn the past. Maybe the past may be good in the past, but no longer be applicable in the present times. So you have to unlearn all things for you to learn new things, and that is a way of investing in yourself. You have to create environment wherein you can maximize the potential of your faculty to their best capability. Another slide is ledger like this. Kind heart to learn from failures. That is the same thing as we have to listen using the heart. You have to develop the ability to have your failures shape you. Do not quit. Leaders do not quit. Quitter never wins. And a winner never quits. You will not become successful if you will quit. If you will quit right then and there, you will not become successful at the end of the line. Take note that our journey, our travel, our roads are meant to be traveled not on a backward motion. There's no way of turning back. Sometimes you would say, I want to, sometimes on a personal note, I would say, when is COVID-19 become over so that I can travel back to Indonesia and have my back soap and all? There's no way of going back to the old normal. We have to move forwards because our roads are meant to be traveled on a forward motion. And that is sometimes along the way, we encounter problems, frustrations, and the like. And as a good leader, you have to develop ability to learn from your failures. And that leads us to letter E. Experience is the best teacher. If you did not fail, then you wouldn't know that how it feels like to be perhaps a failure. But for me, there's no such thing as failure. Only delayed success or delayed victory. But you will get there whether you like it or not if you are persistent with your ambition to become who you are. And the last one is settle for the best. Do not allow your fear to limit your mediocrity. Excellence takes hard work. There are no shortcuts, my dear. I tell you, there are no shortcuts of becoming successful. The pain, the frustration, the what do you call this? Sometimes the burden are part of your journey towards to become successful. So you have to settle for the best. My last slide, I think I have my last slide before I'm done. And yeah, this is the summary actually. Leadership is an important factor for making healthcare institutions successful. Leadership is to meet challenges and to strengthen the organization. People are the focus of leadership and not machine or equipment. Succession plan is very important in order for you to become successful and to detect what will happen few years from now. STICKES, the acronym STICKES, are the strategies to grow nursing leaders. And I think that's my last slides.
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Joe, for a great presentation. It means that you take our language into your presentation, like sehat. It means healthy, and
yeah,
our STICKES is for the strategy for the growing nursing leader. Oh. Yes. Yes, thank you very much for Dr. Joe. We see several questions in the chat rooms. There is several questions, but actually we will continue with the second presenters. But I would like to tell to Dr. Joe. Actually, right now in Indonesia, we call it Ramadan time. Ramadan time is the fasting time. The fasting time, it's mean most of people in Indonesia is doing fasting. The fasting, then yeah, I hope all of participants not sleeping and still interested with the good presentation from our two good presenters. Right now, we will still waiting to continue with the second presentation from Ms. Anna Zakia, and then okay, but we will still waiting, but we will still preparing the laptop for Mrs. Anna Zakia. But actually, Dr. Joe, there is some question, but I will read the question that enters in our chat room, and we will invite. But later we will invite later. For this is from this is from Tasya Aprilia. We will invite you after Miss Anna Zaka, but for still writing preparation, I will read this question. Why do people out there, before achieving success, have to make plans and construct money challenge and value before they achieving success? It's mean maybe Dr. Juru can give a little bit answer before later we will invite this for writing the laptop of the second presenters.
Yeah, I think well, thank you so much for the question. No, the question about why someone who has leadership qualities be able to understand people and be aware of time. Yes, because as I've said, as a leader, we are not after of the machine or the process or the systems in the organization. We are after of the people, and with that, that can be we should know them, so that we can make them follow the footstep or the steps that we need to take, so that the organization, or so that the aim of the organization will be accomplished in due time. Time element is very important, especially in the hospital, because we're dealing with lives. Well, I don't know with in the hospital, of course, in the hospital we're dealing with lives. And if we fail to give the right management at the right time, maybe that would cause a loss of life, for example. That's the reason why we have to be conscious on the time. Because if we do not have the time frame, maybe our plan for now is correct, but after years of service, that will become obsolete. So time is very important. It is very crucial in the attainment of our goal. Aside from knowing and understanding the right kind of people, or the attribute or the character of our people.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Joel. This is we see the laptop for the second presenter is already set up well by the committee, and then we will invite later from Ms. Tasha Aprila, and there is two other question from the hospital, our student from the hospital. Yes, and okay, I will stop sharing for the presentation from Dr. Joel, and then we will move to Ms. Anna Zakia for present the presentation with the title Reframing Nursing Management Research and Practice. For Ms. Anna Zakia, time is yours. Ms. Anna Zakia, you can share the or from me. Okay. I will share the wait a moment, please. Okay. Okay, that is. Yes. Yes, you can start, Ms. Anna.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amar. Dear Chairman of DDDPNI Mojokerto, the Chairman of Yayasan Kesejahteraan Perawat PNI Mojokerto, Chairman of Stikes Binasehat PNI Mojokerto, and dear Mr. Joel, a speaker from Philippines, welcome to Indonesia, even though with Zoom, and dear all of participants in this webinar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning. I hope everyone is in good health during the pandemic, so that we will remain enthusiastic about participating in this webinar. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to explain about reframing nursing management research and practice. Okay, Ms. Mr. Ahmad, next slide. Okay. We know nursing is dynamic and challenging profession in an ever-changing healthcare environment. The profession needs engaging and inspiring role models and leaders. According to the future of nursing, nurse leaders are an important part of transforming the healthcare system. As the need for nursing leadership increases, so does the importance of education. A leader can influence others through effective communication and insight. Leaders have a vision for the future that they inspire others to pursue. Not all managers are leaders, and nurses can lead without being in management positions. A nurse manager is usually responsible for decision making and oversight of specific processes. Next slide, Mr. Ahmad. Nurse manager is embodied nurse and executive role. Typically report to a superior in nursing, director, chief nursing officer, or vice president in nursing. Responsible for function of unit, staffing, employee satisfaction, safety and quality, customer satisfaction. Why are nurse managers so important now? Nurse managers lead the care effort on their units. Nurse managers benefit patient safety and quality through their leadership. Nurse managers support nurse staff in preventing patient harm and become mentor and coach nursing staff. Okay, the next. Nurse managers must have skills in management. Management coordinates people, time, and supplies to achieve desired outcomes and involves problem solving and decision-making process. So the nurse manager has responsibility, maintain control of the day-to-day operation, achieve established goals and objectives. And the nurse manager use management function in the organization consists of planning, actuating, and controlling. Okay, next. The nurse manager must also have a leadership spirit. Leadership is guide people and groups to accomplish common goals and influence the belief, opinion, or behavior of person, group, or group of people. So, nurse leader is able to inspire others on the healthcare team to make patient education an important aspect of all care activities. And then nurse leader is required to have leadership quality, consists of unique personality characteristics, exceptional clinical expertise, relationship with others in the organization. Leadership combines three components: intrinsic personality traits, learned leadership skill, and characteristic of the situation. Intrinsic personality traits is behavior shown by a leader in dealing with everything, such as fairness, honesty, love, the trust, able to cooperate, expert, and visionary, and etc. And the learned leadership skill, the ability to inspire others to act according to the plan to achieve the goals. And the characteristics of the situation, everyone has a different situation. So this requires each leader to adapt their respective leadership styles in achieving success. Okay, next. Nursing leaders and managers are exposed to different management principles relevant to nursing practice. There are as follows: the first, management theory and leadership principle. For example, responsible, visionary, focus, good communication skill with forward and positive thinking. The second, time management. The ability in proper time management will be very important in all respects of the good use of time will lead to increase the productivity on target with less or unnecessary loads. And the third, the decision making and problem solving. The nurse leader and manager, there must be the ability of a leader to make decisions can be improved if know and masters the theory and techniques of decision making. By increasing the leadership's ability in making decisions, it is hoped that it can improve the quality of the decision he makes. So that will increase the efficiency and effectiveness of the organization's work. Teaching and performance strategies and the next identifying and achieving patient goals. Documentation as instrument and performance evaluation. The performance appraisal should be carried out consistently in order to find what kind of development the performance of its staff is. Quality assurance. The purpose of quality assurance is to improve the quality of nursing care and improve patient safety. In order to apply the principle in managerial, a nurse manager is expected to use research and practice. Next. What does research do? The first research enables nurses to describe the characteristics of a particular nursing situation about which little is known. For example, work stress might be workload, might be impact workload, motivation, quality of nursing care, and etc. Explain phenomena that must be considered in planning nurse care, whether in accordance with the theory or standard operating procedure. Is preferential nature of nursing practice, more attitudes, competency, and skills. Nursing care provided by nurse must be based on competency standards. The competencies include knowledge, attitude, and skills. And the last, meeting the changing societal needs, quality health services are a manifestation of the demands of society in the current era of globalization. Next. Now we will discuss about evidence-based practice or ABP to answer the objective today's topic, namely the use ABP. Evidence is something that furnishes proof or testimony or something legally submitted to a person in the court of method. And then evidence-based practice, it is systemic interconnecting of scientifically generated evidence with the basic knowledge of the expert practitioner to achieve a change in a particular practice for the benefit or well-defined client or patient group. How about evidence-based nursing? The next, Mr. Ahmad. Evidence-based nursing, a process by which nurses make clinical decisions using the best available research evidence that clinical expertise and patient prefer. Evidence-based practice nursing is a way of providing nursing care that is guided by the integration of the best available scientific knowledge with nursing expertise. This approach requires nurses to critically assess relevant scientific data or research evidence and to implement high-quality intervention for their nursing practice. EBP is not the only step or method to provide maximum and quality service, but however, EBP can decide to be one of the steps that can ensure that the nursing services provided by nursing are of high quality, on target, and indeed based on credible and untrustworthy studies. Okay, next. How about evidence-based nursing management? What is it? All managers base their decisions on evidence. But, however, many managers pay or no attention to the quality of the evidence they base their decisions on. And then nurse manager must critically evaluate the validity and generalizability of evidence and help them find the best available evidence. So the purpose of the evidence-based practice is to improve the session quality, and the nurse manager have things in terms of probability. Next. The component evidence-based nursing manager consists of five components. The first, multidisciplinary, adaptable, critical, cautious, and empirical. Multidisciplinary is combining and gathering information from multiple sources or regardless of origin. And adaptable, update or change that the science as never or better information becomes available. And the third self-critical, we have acknowledged the limitation of their abilities and be careful not to be overconfident. And cautious, we must be careful, express their prediction in probabilistic terms and consider several options. And the last, empirical, relies more on observation than theory. The next. Why we need EBP or evidence-based practice? For making sure that each client gets the best possible services, the goal of good quality nursing care is patient satisfaction. And the second, update knowledge is essential lifelong learning, eliminating the culture of not evidence-based practice, and the last, improve care provided and save lives. The ultimate goal of evidence-based practice is to create quality nursing care services with indicators to overcome all problems related to the client's basic human needs. Okay, slide. This is the components of evidence-based practice consists of three components. The first, external evidence from research and evidence-based theory, opinion leaders, and expert panel. And the second, clinical expertise, for example, internal evidence generated from outcomes management or quality improvement projects, though patient assessment and evaluation and use of available results. And the last, patient preference and value. For example, value of patient expectation are effective, safe, and efficient. The best benefits for the patient's condition and the patient desires and minimizing cost. How about goals of evidence-based practice? The first, provide practicing nurse the evidence-based data to deliver effective care. The aim of healing and patient satisfaction, and then resolve problem in clinical setting, achieve excellence in care delivery as a reference for the nurse manager in making decisions. And the last, reduce differentiation in nursing care and assist with efficient and effective decision making. Nursing care given to patients is standardized. So the aim in healing and patient satisfaction. Next, how about role of nurses in evidence-based practice? The first, decision maker and care coordinator. A nurse can be a decision maker and care coordinator, and nurse as a scientist. The nurse ensure evidence-based practice and institution approve protocols are used. Nurse as transfer knowledge. This point is important. Important role is used when discussing treatment plans with the patient, their loved ones, and with other members of the healthcare team. 5. The role of nurse in EBP support EBP by communicating with unit staff expectation for participation and available resources. And the last, encourage broad staff participation to promote collaborative teamwork. Next. This is 5 principles of evidence-based management. The first phase, the hard facts, and create a culture in which people are encouraged to tell the truth, even if it is unpleasant. So, be committed to practice decision making, which means being committed to getting the best evidence and using it to guide action. The third, treat your organization as an unfinished prototype, encourage experimentation and learning by doing. And fourth, look for the risks and drawbacks in what people recommended. If the best medicine has side effects, and last, avoid asking decision on untested but strongly believe what you have done in the past or on uncritical benchmarking or what winners do. Okay, the next, the ABP process. This is consistency steps. The first, ask and sort, third, appraise, integrate, evaluate, and the last, disseminate. So I will explain one stage in evidence-based practice nursing. Okay, Mr. Amar, slide. The first step, formulating a well-built question. Next, formulating a well-built question. We can use several questions from PICO or PICOT. This is P. P is patients, population, or problem. The question: how would I describe a group of patients similar to mine? And I, intervention, prognosis factor, or exposure. The question: which my intervention, prognostic factor, or exposure am I considering? C. Comparison to intervention. What is the main alternative to compare with the intervention? Or outcome you would like to measure or achieve? The question: what can I hope to accomplish, measure, improve, or affect? D. Consists of what type of question are you asking? Therapy or treatment, diagnosis, prognosis, and the second T, type of study you want to find. The question: what would be the best study design or methodology? This question is associated with the nursing management in this practice. Okay, next. The second step, database or resource searching. We must track down the best evidence access, start hunting from the best results. Well-designed systematic review can be a great place to start the content commentary about validity. A systematic review includes application of scientific strategies in ways the limit bias, assembly, critical appraisal, and synthesis of all relevant studies that address a specific clinical question. And then evidence-based practice step 3 is critically appraising the article. This is we can determine if the results are valid and useful appraisal principle, primary and secondary research. We can use several questions. For example, what is the PICO of the study? Does this match my question? How well was the study done? Is it biased? What do the results mean? And are they real and relevant, and etc. And the fourth evidence-based practice is apply. Integrated the results with your clinical expertise and your patient value applies. Question to ask: the first, is the intervention feasible in my setting? What alternatives are available? What does my patient think? What are his cultural beliefs? Individual decision making or group decision making or choice, and explaining risk and benefit for the patient. And the 5-step EBP is evaluate the effectiveness of the process. The question is to ask how I'm doing, what is my success rate in the EBM steps, how is my searching going, am I becoming more efficient? I'm periodically sensing or checking my skill and knowledge with new developments. These are the EBB skills and keep a record of your question. And the last EBP step is disseminating the result of the EBP. Yeah. Dissemination is carried out the result of EBP. So the nurses and other health workers are willing to make change together and or accept the change to provide better care services. Forms of dissemination are oral presentation, the presentation panel, presentation roundtables, poster presentation, small group presentation, podcast presentation, community meeting, organization based and professional committee meeting, and the last we can do publishing by evidence-based practice. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ahmad.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for nice presentation, Ms. Ana Zakia. And I will stop sharing the PowerPoint. Okay, we will, before we continue to the question session, I would like to invite the first question. The first question from Miss Tasha Aprilia. Are you there, Miss Tasha Aprilia? Or
Sure.
maybe, oh, okay, okay. We got your voice. Can you directly asking? And actually, Dr. Joe already answered the question, but you can try to directly ask again through your voice, please.
My question first, why do people out there before archiving success have to make plans and go through many challenges and failures before they archive success?
Yeah, yeah. Are you nursing student? Bachelor nursing student, right?
Nursing
Yeah.
student S1 the Development Health Center Stikes Binasa BPN Mojokerto.
Yeah. Your question is why people are much fail. Okay, maybe I
Sorry,
will
what?
take, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take it back to the Dr. Joe. Can Dr. Joe, maybe you can repeat some explanation and some point that is important for this question. That is our students from bachelor degree of nursing, Dr. Joe.
Yeah. Come again, what's the question about?
Yeah. She asking about the why do people out there before achieving success have to make plans? Why people have to make plans? And then why people should face many challenges and fail before the achieving success? Maybe you can give the example through this is the students, like, yes, maybe the reality of
Thank you.
the students. Yeah.
Thank you. First, as I've said, we have to make plans. No, our plan will serve as our driving force of where our journey would take us. For example, if your plans after will become nurse, so you will not become a nurse after 4 years if you are not planning that this time. Okay, so for sure, our plan is our major, what do you call this? Our major indicator. And from time to time, we assess based on the timeline, example, 4 years, if we are still on the right track. I'm not saying that you need to experience failure first to become successful. No, that be sound good, because as much as possible we avoid failures and we avoid discriminations and we avoid delaying our accomplishments. But again, we cannot identify really if what lies ahead. We have our plan, our personal plan, but Allah has his master's plan. You know that.
Yeah.
Allah in Muslim it's Allah, in Christian community we call it God. No? So we have our plan, our individual plans, but sometimes our plan may not be the plan Allah is intending us for to have after 4 years. Maybe or perhaps why we need to experience a lot of sufferings or a lot of failures or feedbacks. This is a way of polishing us to be a more refined person. Take note that when, example, when you buy a gold, no, you know what, gold,
Yes.
yellow gold,
Yeah.
it's not actually as fine as possible, but sometimes they are undergoing a lot of process to find the shining gold in it. And if you go back to, or if you go to the sea, in the shoreline, in the seashore, there's a lot of stones, and some of the stones are, painful when we when we step on it. But as the wave polishes them over time, the surface of that stone will not be as painful the next time we step into it. What I'm trying to say is these challenges will refine us or will prepare us for something better in the future. They would say again that we need to experience that one, but fortunate you are, because Allah will not give any problems that you cannot carry, that you cannot bear the load. So if these are the problems or the challenges or the pain that you have to experience to refine your personality, to reframe, to shape your personality into something better, so that you will become more prepared, that's bigger responsibilities in the organization. Of course, your president, the director of the institution, did not have a smooth sailing and successful life from the time he was born until the time he became the president or director of your institution. I know for sure he has his story to tell of the hardships or the challenges he encountered before he was seated as the president or the director of STICAS. What I'm trying to say is we have to be fortunate. We have to be lucky if we experience pain and surpass that pain, because it will make us a better person every day as we prepare for a bigger responsibilities. And that is similar in saying that in leadership, it is more of the character that is being polished. It is more on the attitude of the person that is being polished over time, different seasons of time, to prepare you to become a better person. again, we have to become fortunate if we experience that pain, if we experience the challenges and we survive the challenge. That is making us a better individual every day.
Thank you, Dr. Joe.
That's how I understand it. Yes.
Miss Tasya Apriya, you get the Dr. Joe answer.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
maybe you may asking other question or may clarify or the explanation from Dr. Joe. Thanks for
Yeah,
asking.
I think it's okay. My second question.
You want ask again?
No, but
No? Okay.
my question second.
Okay. You have this. Why should someone who has leadership qualities be able to understand people and be aware of time? Is that your questions?
Yeah.
So why should someone who has leadership quality? It's mean quality, not should able to understand for the other people in the organization or in the class or maybe in your life or in your community like that. Okay, maybe
in my life
can give the explanation. Yeah, Dr. Joel, please.
Okay, so we have to understand first the nature or the characteristics of our people in the organization, no? So that we would know in what way can we be of help to them. Because if we do not know their strength or if we do not know their character, then we are not so sure if what help or assistance we can give. Example, how can I have a better example? Okay, this one. Now, can you see my hands, my fingers? I have 5 here, right? Suppose these are your students or the people in the organization. This one is low. This one is lower than this person. And the other 2 also are having low in size or in height. What I'm trying to say is this person may have a lesser capability over this person. And as a leader, you have to know what to give to this person to equate the responsibility or to at least at par with the other people in the organization. If this is my student, a very good student, and this is a student who is striving, for example, I know what are the plans or I give to these students in order to be at least of the same pace or the same opportunity that of other people or other students who are more or less higher in terms of their knowledge, higher in terms of their resources. Okay, that is the reason why we need to know characteristics. Time is very important because this is a race. This is a journey. No, we do not know how long will I be staying in the position as a leader, for example. So at least, example, in 3 months or in 1 year or in 10 years time, I have with me a tangible or a concrete evidence as a basis when I say that I am successful in terms of leading the group. Just like when you make your nursing care plan, no? Example, in taking care of your patients, when you say that after 8 hours of patient relationship, there is decrease of pain from 9 to 4, pain scale of 9 to 4, for example. So that means that you have to do everything within the 8 hours time in order to achieve the goal of decreasing the pain based on your objective. So that's how important time is when you design a strategy or an intervention for the benefit of the organization and you being the leader.
Okay, thank you for the explanation, Dr. Joel. I think Tasha, are you there? I think the explanation from Dr. Joel is quite clear.
Yeah, Dr. Joel.
Are you agree with me?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. We hope it
Thank you
will answer your
for
question. Thanks for yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I will take the question for Miss Ana Zakia. This for Miss Ana Zakia from sorry. From Mr. Susanto. Mr. Susanto, are you there? Can you open your sound mix? Yes. Mr. Susanto asks about the Mr. Susanto, can you explain introduce about yourself? Are you from the master degree students or alumnus or whatever? Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Amar, I am a student in master degrees.
Oh yes, thank you. Nice to meet you again, Mr. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the last meeting. You are visiting Thailand in the conference
in Pathum Thani University, Mr. Amar. Yes.
Okay, thank you for asking the question. Maybe you can directly ask directly. Okay, please.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Mrs. Ana Zakia. I will ask for you if we make review evidence-based practice with a journal that is we get from free publication, will the result of our review be high quality, or we must not free publication? Yeah, we buy from the publication source.
Yeah, it's mean, Mr. Susanto, it's mean your question is if we make ABP, maybe if for your hospital, for example, maybe perhaps maybe for your it's do you asking about the how to get the free publication or what kind of access, or how to get the access for the journal, or what the point of the equation?
The point is I try to explain, Mr. Amar.
It's fine.
We can review the journal for get advice in the clinical practice.
Yeah.
If the journal that we review is from free publication,
Yeah.
The result of our review can be high quality or poor quality.
Okay.
That's
You
the point.
you mean the free source like Google Scholar
Yes.
or
Google
maybe
Scholar.
PubMed. It's mean the different resource, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I got your questions. I will take it to Miss Anna Zakia for answer the question, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Susanto. If we make EBP from free publication, will the result be of high quality? Why not? When we make a good EBP, we can use some source, and then in this EBP we can use hierarchy of evidence. In hierarchy of evidence consists of two parts. The first, unfiltered information, consists of background information for expert opinion, so case control studies, case series or reports, and cohort studies and randomized control trials. And the second, filtered information, which can critically appraise equal articles or article synopsis, critically appraise topics or evidence synthesis and systematic review. So the source of EBP, we can look database, for example, PubMed, Channel, Ovid Medline, National Guideline Clearinghouse, Cochrane database, and etc. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Miss Anna Zakia. Mr. Susanto, are you get this point for the answers? We hope. Yeah. Please take it your song.
Mr. Amar, I will add my explain about question from Mr. Susanto. Yeah. If we make a good EBP, just not in the paper, but we can implement implementation in our hospital. We can use several strategies. Yeah. All related components must have the same perception. EBP implementation started through several steps. The first, we establishing clear philosophy and organization vision in which EBP is valued and expected. And the second, we developing a strategic plan to create a culture and environment to foster EBP, dispelling misperception about EBP for all related components in a hospital, teaching the basic of EBP, and encouraging questions about currently used clinical practice. And the last, we can developing evidence-based practice mentors. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for the answer, Ms. Anna Zakia. I will take it back to the Mr. Susanto. Are you get the point of the Ms. Anna Zakia answers, or maybe you want to clarify something for your hospital? Maybe you get to the Katul hospital, right?
Yes,
you are clinical nurse at the Katul hospital, right?
Katul hospital.
Yeah. We hope you can apply the EBP like Miss Anna explained. Yeah, you are key person, Mister. I think you are key person for doing the good things, Mister. Do you want to clarify something?
Oh, thank you. I have not the Miss Anna Zakia answer.
Okay.
But maybe can repeat the list of source, list of free source of journal that contain a good journal for we study to review the or make EBP.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Anna Zakia, Mr. Susanto clarify about what kind of the free resource, like a website or a URL, you can explain,
Okay.
Ms. Ana Zakia.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Susanto.
You are still mute, Miss.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Miss Ana Zakia, maybe you forget to take the unmute and mute. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm
thank
sorry,
you.
Mr. Ahmad.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Susanto, we can, database, we can use link PubMed, China Health, Office Midline, National Triathlon Clearinghouse, and etc. And there are several sources consist of systematic review, critical appraised topic, critical appraised individual, and case control studies, and etc.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank
It's
you.
okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Susanto. But I would
have
like to continue because Mr. Susanto have already typed the question, but it is addressed to the Dr. Joel about the hospital condition, right? I will share the. I'm sorry. I will share the question. There is two kind of question about the from the hospital from the participants. I will share the question. Maybe this question addressed for Dr. Joel. Yes, this from Nur Wahyudin. Nur Wahyudin asking about how can we determine that someone can become a leader for the future, and one of the requirements of the leader must be attractive, and why in particular it means. And then another question regarding from Mr. Susanto, like regarding COVID-19. COVID-19 cases in our hospital have significantly decreased, but have not been followed by an increase in non-COVID patients. So my question is, what are the strategies, maybe by evidence-based, can we apply to non-COVID win back? Yeah. Actually, Mr. Joel also have typed the answer in the chat rooms, but I would like to invite Dr. Joel for maybe explain something for all of participants.
Yes. Okay. Regarding the case, in decrease of case of COVID-19 in the hospital, although I may mention to that you have to visit first the mission, the VMGO, we call it VMGO, or the vision, mission, goals, and objectives of your hospital, and try to see if you are still on the right track of your institutional objectives. The thing that I want to emphasize is to campaign more of the promotive and preventive management in your community, because if your people have or obtained wellness or promotion of health or prevention of diseases, there would be lesser patient admission rate in your hospital. And so with that, there would be no burnout or exhaustion or fatigue among your hospital staff nurses. So on my end, I wish to go back with the levels of prevention. It's more on the community level that you have to give more emphasis. Okay, it's also our role, even if we are in the hospital, but we have to also empower, sort as a leader, to empower the workers in the community to perform their task in in terms of prevention of diseases and promotion of health, that is through teaching. Community visits, for example, are the strategies that will help in the decrease of hospital admission rates. And so in that turn, you are able to successfully combat the campaign for healthy people among lifespan or across lifespan.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Joe. And maybe this is the last question from Mr. Umar Faruk. Are you there, Mr. Umar? Or you can connect with us. He asks about how do we as professional nurse play a role in fostering a healthy work and environments.
Yes, we are professionals. As professional nurses, we can foster a healthy work environment or using, for sure, as far as leadership is concerned, we have to be the best example, the best version of ourselves. We cannot preach what we did not practice. So we have to practice what we preach. Sometimes our actions, it said that action speaks louder than words. Even if we're good at speaking, but our action is not aligned with what we preach, then it will become useless. So as a leader, we also have to exercise or to practice what we say or what we campaign for. If we campaign for a healthy working environment, if we campaign for a safer future, then we have to do steps as a proof that we really are doing, or that we really are serious in our campaign. For example, to become a role model of the new generation of nurses. So we have to display the best behavior we can to them, so that they will imitate, they will follow the steps or the way we behave, and as the way also of campaigning to influence them to follow our dreams of becoming professional nurses in the future.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Joe, for the impressive answer. And maybe that is all of the question for this seminar. And I think there is no question again that emerged into the chat box. And we hope that these two speakers can understand us, all of us, for applying,
by the
for
way,
improving. Yeah, Dr. Joe.
Yeah, I will type my WhatsApp and my email, so that when you have questions, you can still reach me through my WhatsApp and through my email.
Oh, thank you very much,
So I
Dr.
will
Joe.
chat that on the chat.
Yeah.
To email me or to text me on my WhatsApp.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joe, for your kindness. All right, this is all of the session for our seminar. Before this, I would like to read the summary about our seminar. For the leadership, this is the important factor to making our institution, that is for in the education or hospital, for gaining the successful. And then even though the leadership is should make the challenge to strengthen the organization, and all of people should focus to the leadership as not a machinery, but nor equipment, but leadership quality are need to be effective and efficient in the organization. Then success planning prepares sustained work environment and its operation, even the absence of senior members. And then for the others material, sorry. And then for the EBP, evidence-based nursing practice, we should like continue moving to the clinical practice with using EBP continuously, and then try as possible to apply the EBP to improve our professionality of our implementation in our intervention of the nursing interventions. That is my conclusion of this seminar. We would like to thanks very much to our two presenter, to Dr. Joel and Ms. Ana Zakia, and all of participants that have followed the time for joining the seminar. We hope you get the successful for your study or your career, and we hope the condition will be good for facing this pandemic. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you for joining our first international seminar. Thank you very much, and good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Untuk mohon maaf, untuk link evaluasi bisa diisi di chat room. Ya, terima kasih.
Di bawah PPNI padamu negeri. Bimbinglah kami. kasih